Everybody, Daniel Allison, the average dude, with my friend Freddie Blanton. Good morning, Freddie.
Good morning, Daniel, the average dude, Allison. I got two words for you.
What's up?
Let's go!
Oh, yes. You don't know how much I enjoy hearing that. Good morning, everybody. Hey, there's Anna all the way from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I bet it's cold up there. Great to see Mike. He's used to it. He ran a marathon in the cold. If you haven't heard the story, it's a good one. Good morning, Gary. Great to see Gary on the bus. There's DJ. Great catching up with DJ. DJ's back at work, recuperating. Yeah, I think that's a big deal. Gas in the tank, ass in the seat, pedal to the floor. Let's go. Paul Pappy in the house. Did the mic mess up when I did that?
Yeah, for me anyway. I'm not sure how it may not come across like that to everyone. It could just be mine and your connection.
No, I think it's everybody. I got to catch up a little bit with this guy too, Mr. Joe Bisciano. Great to see Joe. How's Fred's
What is
feeling?
Joe's nickname?
The wise dude.
What's Joe's nickname?
Okay, Paul Pappy in the comments is going to come up with Joe's name, and I think you picked the right person. Paul Pappy seems like a good nickname giver.
Yeah.
Vicky, great to have Vicky on the bus.
Good morning.
You know what I want to? I've got something that I want to talk about.
There's no way.
I kind of feel like we need to be patient with it, and make sure that the flow of the show is right and everything. But
how you feeling so far?
It's always exciting. We've done this for 380 days, but just like anything, you start the game, you don't know what's going to happen when the ball tips.
I got something else to say.
Say it.
Red Wing Russ. Red Wing Russ. Red Wing Russ.
Where are you?
Russ.
Hey, he gave me a call. I've got to say this. He called me. He told me that he has enjoyed being on the bus, that it wasn't anything about the content or anything like. He said all the nice things. Now, whether he meant it or not, I don't know. But he said it basically a work schedule change, that he hoped to be back. I told him that I understood, and that's the case with everybody. But I do miss these folks, right? Yeah. They show up, and then it's nice to have them on the bus. So,
okay.
Anything else? Anything else on your mind before I start talking about whatever I'm going to talk about? I think you're going to like
what I'm so anxious to hear what you've thought about since Mr. Raw was on the episode yesterday.
After yesterday's episode, I thought I could get away with some FCC grace on the A word. You can get away with the A word, and then I read the A word. But let me say this: it's a morning show, and we're drinking coffee, we're talking positive, and we have a way of communicating. And sometimes the so sometimes words come out from folks, but that's not necessarily what everyone wants to hear. How about that? That's what I would say.
Different strokes for different folks, different areas, different things. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. And
everybody's not a Southern Belle.
Everybody's not a Southern Belle. Everybody's not the Southern average dude. Hey, Ian Keith Bobcat, what's up, y'all? Do we know this person? Hey. Yeah, maybe a connection there. Hey, absolutely. And that's what I would say too. It was interesting. It's an interesting connection with Mr. Raw as well, because anytime, and Nadia, a great connection as well for anybody that's not connected with her, please do. But folks that see things differently than us, that that live in different areas and being able to connect with them on LinkedIn and even doing what Mr. Raw's talking about. I am connected now with some incredible people through that Raw Speed networking that live in different areas.
Yeah. Well, the point that he made yesterday about, yes, we all want to connect for business and sales and interaction. It's not always about that. Sometimes it's just on a personal level because people are going through stuff and you need human connection to get through it. That's just real life.
You do. You need human connection to get through it. And I love the fact that of what Mr. Raw talks about. I think that those are such powerful things. We talk about it a lot here as well. And so that real human connection and energy and getting your mind right and frequency and all those things that Freddie loves to hear. But you know what I want to talk about today?
Potential. Now, why would you bring that up this morning?
Because yesterday we had a friend that did a podcast, and that podcast was done in a professional way. It was doing all the things that I know need to be done with First Sip and that I'm not doing. And I want to say that as well, that I'm not doing. It's kind of on me to do that. But yes.
And I sent you a text.
Yes.
That just laid out the reality of you and I not reaching the potential of First Sip, basically.
And it's the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. You know, there's always, so what I was doing and thinking about is what is potential? The potential for more. So we maybe the potential is doing the first podcast, doing a live, but then once you meet that, then you have a potential for more. When you start thinking about a ball player, maybe from the past or someone that you've been around, I would have been thinking about some Johnny Manziel. Lots of potential. Things didn't work out.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson.
Arguably one of the greatest athletes ever.
Fun to watch. I still watch his YouTube highlights, some of the throws and some of the baseball plays. Unbelievable. Amy Winehouse, right? But there's different things that got in the
Bo Jackson to Amy Winehouse.
Yes,
you need to check on Gronk or whatever you call it, because he may be depressed.
But these are folks that had potential, and then things got in the way of that potential, and sometimes that happens with us. So
what do you do? What do you do if someone else? Oh, here's a great question. What do you do if someone else tells you you are not reaching your potential? You're sandbagging. You're not giving your best effort. What if somebody else tells you that and you had a slight feeling that already you knew it?
Oh, gosh. Well, number one, when they say that, it's going to hurt really, really bad. You're going to probably get upset with this person. And you're probably going to say, do you know how busy I am? And you're going to say, you're going to give excuses and defend. You don't know what I'm doing, and what we're doing, we're really attacking that person because they've hurt us. They've reminded us that we've got more in the tank. I put up this quote. I like this from David Goggins. Potential is just another way of saying you haven't done it yet. Straight to the point. The most painful. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it's interesting. Coach Burt was a former basketball coach. Now he's a business coach is what I'd call him.
Yeah.
And when he was a basketball coach, he said a lot of parents would drop their high school girls off during the summer with him and say, she's got a lot of potential if you can just get it out of her. And he would ask the parents in return, well, is she watching you guys reach your potential? Or are you two chasing your potential to the max? And 9 out of 10 times that face would tell him,
I,
oh,
I,
she's not watching you do it, but you want her to do it.
woo, lead by example. Lead by example. And I think that is very, very important. I actually love that. The most painful thing to experience is not defeat, but the realization that you didn't give it your all, that your potential remained untapped. How does that feeling feel for you, Freddie? If you lose and you don't feel like, or you failed in some kind of way, how does that feel for you?
I wouldn't know.
You're gonna always tap out.
You said something about losing.
Oh, yeah. I know on the
Yeah.
very rare occurrence that it happens, how does that make you feel? I love
I didn't understand the question.
Oh, I love it. I like this quote. For a long time, it seemed to me that real life was about to begin, but there was always some obstacle in the way. At last, it dawned on me that these obstacles were my life.
Yeah.
We spend time waiting on the perfect time, the perfect situation, on things to go just right. So I do have three things that I kind of came up with.
We got some bullet points. Ooh,
Yeah.
bullet point.
So the first thing that we can do to overcome that, to go towards our potential, to make a move towards potential, the thing that may be holding us back, perfectionism.
Yeah.
Now this is one that I don't have a problem with, but maybe I could dial it up a little bit, right? There is a balance, and I think I need to acknowledge that. You know, snapping the ball, as we talk about, that's great, but so is preparation. So is kind of making things look good, you know.
Yeah.
But very often it's that perfectionism that holds us back from doing the thing. There's a lot of smart people that could be producing great things that are just waiting on it to be perfect.
Yeah.
Basically.
And it will not be perfect, but if you give it your best effort, you may be able to get real close and it be a fantastic product.
Absolutely. This one is very closely related to that. Analysis paralysis. And I'm going to talk about that with the kind of the prospecting. So I'm doing a lot of calls right now, prospecting calls. There's tons of information out there. My goodness, you could learn about one company, everybody in it. You could connect with everybody on LinkedIn. But the most important thing we can do is actually pick up the phone, call someone. And we avoid that because it can be painful. That is the action taking that we're talking about. And that is the thing that takes the longest. But if you do that the most, good things happen.
Yeah. Other than, like, why not just start? Just start making the calls on the list. But no, we want to, well, okay, let me categorize these people over here. Yeah. Let me put all these numbers together. Oh, and I should line it up by day and then by hour, put in my break. Next thing you know, you hadn't called anybody.
And it's the truth. And here's the thing. A lot of times salespeople are known to be disorganized. This is because they're typically action takers. They're ready to pick up the phone and they don't take the time to create the systems. Not saying that systems aren't great. I told Trent McJunkin the other night, if he and I were working together as a business development team and he was creating systems and I was making those calls, now that would be, because there's a lot of times when we're taking action and things get lost.
Yeah.
The power of now, the final one, just essentially what you said, right? There's what is the next best action? What needs to be done right now that you can do? I love this. One time a sales trainer guy said this. He said, there's somebody right now that you're avoiding calling. And that is the very person that you need to call. And if, as I went through my mind, it's like, oh yeah, I need to call that person. Why are we putting that off?
Yeah.
That person can help. What's that?
It may be a list of people.
It may be a list.
You may just be avoiding work in general because you woke up not feeling like doing it. Get out of your feelings.
We may create work so that we don't have to do the things that really test us. right? We may create things so that's just a way of identifying our potential is always going to be, how are we playing it safe? Where can we be more courageous? And I'm speaking to myself as well. Oftentimes, you get started on things, and this particular program, it must evolve, right? Potential without progress is painful.
Mm. Mm.
Now that's a dude. I want credit for that block because
Oh,
Freddie even made
let's check your AI history. We'll see who come up with that. I tell you what, you and Paul Pappy.
We're on that AI, brother. We are on that AI. Hey, you talked a while back about going pro. You actually did a little presentation on that. I think it's a good time to, as we finish out here, talk about what it means to go pro.
The first thing that pops in my mind is leave your amateur desires behind.
Woo! Leave your amateur desires behind.
You think about what that means for you, and on pump day, go pro.
Go pro. I'm going pro. I'm going to roll away from the screen. Have a great day. I'm going to reply to the comments. Bye-bye.